Despite the worsening mass abject poverty and insecurities, some Nigerians are advocating for the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Security is the main responsibility of any government. Security of lives and property, so that people can go about their businesses without fear of being attacked. But that has not been the case in Nigeria, with particular reference to 2009 till date, when the government of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua imposed a jihadist war on Nigeria, perpetuated by his successors, including Goodluck Jonathan, Muhammadu Buhari, who added herdsmen terrorism to the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. An unjust and avoidable war avoided by President Olusegun Obasanjo. And now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is specifically vowed to continue in the footsteps of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, and Muhammadu Buhari. Tinubu is never tired of talking of the legacy of Muhammadu Buhari, legacy of perpetuation of war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, legacy of protecting or sustaining, condoning herdsmen terrorism, and doubling himself as Nigeria's petroleum minister without accounting for anything as petroleum minister or as president of Nigeria. No accountability, no nothing. And that is the legacy that Tinubu vowed to continue, and he has been continuing since 2023 till date. More than 2 years already in power, with worsening mass abject poverty and expansion of terrorist activities. So you ask yourself, where is the justification for drumming support for the re-election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? But of course, who are those drumming support for the re-election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Dave Umahi is an Igbo from Ebonyi State in southeast Nigeria. He is a minister. He is Tinubu's minister for works. And so, drumming support for Tinubu, and even boasting that his own southeast, with particular reference to Ebonyi State, will not depart. We drum support and ensure the re-election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, Dave Umahi is not alone in that. Even the Southeast-based All Progressives Grand Alliance party, based in the Southeast, founded by a Southeasterner and dominated by Southeasterners, says its own policy is support for anybody in power as Nigeria's president. And so, voting for the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a fait accompli. It's a fait accompli. So, but where do you put worsening mass abject poverty and worsening insecurities? Go to Kwara State to ask them. Armed bandits, terrorists attacking people in north and south of Kwara State. Killing vigilantes and security operatives. That's the extent. So terrorism has extended from the northeast to the northwest to the north central, or you call it middle belt, and now to Yoruba land of Kwara State. Yeah, forget that the Fulani Muslim imperialists have taken over using Islam. Kwara State is, for the most part, a Yoruba state. Of course, many of the traditional rulers have been Islamized, and they have swallowed the hook, line, and sinker of Islam, subjecting themselves to the Emirate, Ilorin Emirate, to dictate everything, including who becomes the state governor. And irrespective of whether everything belonging to the state, whether from the federal or owned by the state, is to be a property of the emirate. But what we are saying now is that who are those drumming support for the re-election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? The beneficiaries of his government, of course. So these people don't care about insecurities or worsening abject poverty, or whether students can go to school or cannot go to school, whether farmers can go to farm or cannot go to farm. It's none of their business, insofar as their stomachs are their gods. But you, where do you belong? You belong to I don't care. I don't care. Sorry for you. You better rise up. Go and get your PVC. Your vote will count. It will count. It will not count by giving up. It will count by not giving up. It's life is a struggle, and you must struggle. You cannot sit down and be expecting manna to fall from heaven. It's self-deception. It's only happening in the biblical times of the mythological era. In the imagination of those who painted manna falling from heaven. If manna fell from heaven in those days, why has it not continued, or God has changed? Then let us deceive ourselves. Those drumming support for the re-election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu are those feeding fat from his government, not the suffering masses, not the common people facing insecurities and financial misery. But as I say, solution is not in your sitting down and say others will do it. No, nobody will do it without you. If everybody is saying they will do it, nobody will do it. And that's how it happens. Get up, get your PVC, play your own role, leave the rest to God. Because if Peter is sowing and Apollo is watering, yes, it requires God to bless, but they have to sow and water before God can bless. So don't let us shy away from our responsibility and expect other people to do it. Nobody will do it too. Public property is not property, unless so everybody must rise to defend what belongs to everybody.